Hello, everybody, and welcome to our estate hot topics session 2. You may remember me, or you may not. If you don't know me, I'm Carl, and I head up our estate services, which is essentially all of our outdoor services, anything beyond the customer's front door. So I've got a couple of lovely colleagues with me here today. Do you want to introduce yourselves?
Yeah, I'm Becca. I work on the help desk in estates along with 2 other colleagues. I oversee the recreational spaces, the play areas, open spaces and things.
My name's Joe Robson. I manage Curo's communal tree stock, so I'm the senior ARB. And I also manage the planting of new trees as well, which is what I'll talk about today.
Perfect, thank you both. So you're probably all aware summer has come to an end, so our approach on the estate is now going to change. We switch from grass cutting to cutting hedges and all of our hard standing areas, but you know, it's as the estate starts to go to sleep, it gives us the opportunity to do some good work with customers and a tree planting program. So Joe, do you want to let us know what you're doing with our tree stock? What's happening?
Yeah, sure. So the reason we restrict tree planting to overwinter is because that's when the trees are dormant and it reduces something called transplant shock. So you have a much higher success rate when you plant in winter is in comparison to summer. So that's why every winter we'll plant everything that we were planning to plant. To do that, we work with our contractors, Griswood and Toms, and we also sometimes work with Ambience Landscapes as well. You might have seen them driving around. They're supplied from reputable nurseries. We try and get the best trees we can. They're always professionally planted. They always do a good job. We stake them, mulch them, and we water them through the first 2 summers to make sure that they have the best chance they can get. And we'll always think about the best species for the right location. So thinking not only about the ultimate size of the tree, but also things like autumn color, try and get some interest in there, and also trying to get a diverse mix of species. So sometimes to do that we have to deviate away from native planting. I know people like native planting. The more diversity we can get within the tree stock, the more future-proof it is for pests and diseases. So that sometimes.
So if I had any idea, I'm a customer, you know, I've got some ideas on planting trees and locations. Is that possible?
Yep, please do contact us. So email us estates@curo.co.uk. Try and tell us best description of the area that you think should be planted up. We'll come and have a look. We keep an Excel sheet. We keep tabs on where we should be planting for the following year, and we can get back in contact with you and we can try and get a tree in the ground. So please do contact us. The other way that we sometimes get trees planted is by working with community groups and with charities. So we've got More Trees for Baines we work quite closely with. And we also work with Grey Bath Eastern is the most recent one. So you can look at both their websites to see how we've been working with them. And one thing I did want to get across today was More Trees for Baines are going to work with us and with the cooperative in Odd Down and in Coombe Down. And cooperative are going to start raising money for tree planting alongside More Trees for Baines. And up to £1,000 for every £1 is donated to co-op. More Trees for Baines and Curo will put £1 in as well. And that will be going towards planting in our communal areas. So the more you can contact us if you want to get your hands dirty and get planting, or if you want to just try and give us some advice on where you'd like a tree, please do. estates@curo.co.uk.
Lovely. So I'm just a lot of the trees are making a mess at the moment. What's our approach to clearing leaves?
I'm afraid we don't clear leaves away, and I'm afraid there's no amount of pruning that can really solve that issue. So we do actively manage our trees, and we will prune them as and when required. But unfortunately, to stop leaves falling and that sort of thing, we can't do any. There's no amount of pruning that would solve that issue. So I'm afraid that's that really.
We do remove them. We do remove leaves on our sheltered sites, though, don't we? It's normally this time of year that we let them build up, and then we can do one big sweep of the site rather than having to return several times throughout autumn and winter. So if the sheltered sites are looking, obviously if they're causing a health and safety issue, we'll come out but we do try and let the tree, you know, shred as many leaves as possible before we do come out.
Yeah, and I think you're right, Becca. You know, and if anybody's worried or there's a health and safety concern about people slipping, let us know, and we'll just crack on and do it. That's really helpful. Thanks, Joe. And one of my commitments is that Curo plant a tree for every house we build, in addition to replacing every tree that we fell. So you know, if you don't want to get involved in that, you know, give us a shout, because we need to do more and more, what with the ever-changing climate. And you know, we're trying to improve our outdoor spaces as well, and we know that green and open spaces are really good for the well-being. So Becca, do you want to talk us through how you've been going about reinventing our open spaces?
Yeah, so we find that our play areas are becoming more and more redundant, less used. Baines did do a survey recently, and it went into the fact that actually not many people are entering these playgrounds, and this was done throughout the first lockdown. So we're working with that and working with communities with our most unused playgrounds to reinvent the space and give them back something that they actually want. We found that at Excelsior Street in Widcombe, we're working with the community. They have opted for a community garden. So we're working with them throughout winter when we're at our quietest, so we can give them our full attention to create this community garden for them in place of where this old playground used to be. So it's working, it's going really well at the moment. They are wanting a couple of small trees put in. So that's really good. They're coming up with some really good ideas, and we want to be able to give the community a space that they will love rather than something that they're not that bothered about. And if they put the effort in and we make it a nice place for them, then we hope it will encourage the community to look after it going forward. We found that works quite well. Our performance and insight team have worked with residents at the Oval. They've created a really nice resident garden up there. So that seems to be what the way forward at the moment.
So I'm a customer. I found a bit of land, but it isn't a play area.
Yeah.
And I want to do something with it. Is that possible? How would I do that?
Yeah, absolutely. So at Rosehorn, we have an open space, a woodland area, and people have wanted to make it more of an attraction. So we worked with ID Verdi, our contractor, and we put in some creature houses within the woodlands, which children can go up to, have a look, you know, look at the creatures that would live in there, but also just anywhere sort of our grass open spaces. If you wanted to put a few planters in and look after it yourself, then get in contact with us and we can definitely arrange that, support you. We have community grants which we can look at to help you out. So there is plenty of options on just open space. Doesn't have to be playgrounds, doesn't have to be woodlands. If there's just a small patch of grass or space that you think could be used better, then get in contact with us, because that's something we can definitely look into.
Brilliant. That's really, really helpful. Well, I think that's where we're at. That's what we're doing on the estate at the moment. That's our focus. So anything else for any more, guys?
The more that we get from you guys, the more we can do. So the more enthusiasm you throw at us, the more we can do with it. So keep throwing stuff at us.
Perfect. Yeah, so with that in mind, we'll love you and leave you to have a great day.